What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update, fourth stimulus check update, and daily news report. President Biden will be issuing new executive orders today. I'm going to give you the latest details and the rundown on that, and the fourth stimulus check details, as well as still the kind of trickling in of the last few people that are still waiting on the third stimulus check. I think it's around 10% of people or less that are still waiting on a third stimulus check are still expecting it. New fourth round details and what to expect going forward with the fourth round of stimulus. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates, and hit the like button for us. It really helps out our channel. All right, first, we're going to go directly to the source, President Biden here today.
To turn pain into purpose and demand that we take the action that gives meaning to the word enough. Enough, enough, enough. Because what they want you to know, what they want you to do is not just listen. Every day in this country, 316 people are shot every single day. 106 of them die every day. Our flag was still flying at half staff for the victims of the horrific murder of 8 primarily Asian American people in Georgia, when 10 more lives were taken in a mass murder in Colorado. You probably didn't hear it, but between those two incidents, less than 1 week apart, there were more than 850 additional shootings. 850 that took the lives of more than 250 people and left 500 injured. This is an epidemic, for God's sake, and it has to stop. So I'm here to talk about two things. First, the steps we're going to take immediately, and second, the action that needs to be taken going forward to curb the epidemic of gun violence. I asked the Attorney General and his team to identify for me immediate, concrete actions I could take now without having to go through the Congress. And today I'm announcing several initial steps my administration is taking to curb this epidemic of gun violence. Much more need be done, but the first, want to rein in the proliferation of so-called ghost guns. These are that are homemade, built from a kit, that include directions on how to finish the firearm. You can go buy the kit. They have no serial numbers, so when they show up at a crime scene, they can't be traced. And the buyers aren't required to pass a background check to buy the kit. Consequently, anyone from a criminal to a terrorist can buy this kit in as little as 30 minutes, put together a weapon. You know, I want to see these kits treated as firearms, which is going to require that the seller and manufacturers make the key parts with serial numbers and run background checks on the buyers when they walk in to buy that package. The second action we're going to take, back in the year 2000, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms released a report on its investigations of firearms trafficking in America.
So President Biden will be issuing an executive order on that today to kind of have more security for that going forward. We've got to be careful with saying the words related to that, the word G-U-N. I may even have to cut out a few times where Biden says that because of YouTube and restrictions, and they have restrictions on certain words and things like that. So I got to be careful not to say that, but just so we all know what we're talking about here with the presidential executive order that he's going to be issuing today. This will hopefully stop some of these incidents we're seeing across the country. You know, we've seen these in schools. We've just had several of these across the United States, and you know, it harms a lot of people, and people end up losing their lives over this and stuff. But the problem is that, you know, it's in the Constitution that it's a right, you know, the right to bear arms. So it's a tricky situation, but I think they're going to be moving towards more, you know, background checks and checks to buy these things, kind of more than there is now. to maybe somewhat try to curb this in the future. Let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments. The jobless claims went up yet again this week with 744,000 new people filing for the first time this week alone. And when you actually add in other people that aren't included in that number, such as some self employed contractors that are filing for unemployment, the actual number is close to 1 million people in just 1 week, including mostly new people. So that's why when we see that we see those reports that says in March we added almost 1 million jobs, but we're losing 700,000 per week. And that's why you can see one side of the coin and say, oh, one side of the coin and say, oh, the economy is doing great, but then you didn't really know that, oh, 700,000 people just lost their jobs this week alone. So when you look at that, you're like, oh, the economy is doing terrible. And that's why when we see there's still between 8 and 10 million less jobs or less people working right now than we had before the pandemic. So we're nowhere close to being there with the economic recovery, and that just kind of is in favor of the push for more stimulus checks, a fourth round of stimulus checks, possible student loan forgiveness, raising of Social Security, all these things on the horizon for the fourth round of stimulus. We might still have yet another wave of $1,400 stimulus checks to be expected this upcoming Wednesday, but actually could go out this Friday and be pending till this Wednesday for VA, Veterans Affairs beneficiaries. Thank you for your service. But we're expecting to see the IRS send those direct deposits out this Friday, and they will be pending until Wednesday, April 14th. But as you know from the Social Security round, this last wave that went out this Wednesday, yesterday, some banks will release the $1,400 early. And if you're not part of this wave, it grows more and more likely in the future. And if you're not on in the VA, it's more and more likely that you're going to receive your check in the mail via a paper check or a debit card in the mail. So please keep that in mind. If you haven't received it yet, it's very likely you'll be receiving it in the mail. And honestly, it's looking more and more like 10 days or more from your issue date on the IRS Get My Payment tool. So if you're showing April 1st, I'm seeing a lot of people saying, I'm April 1st, and it's the 7th or the 8th, and I still haven't got your check. That's completely normal. It's looking like the average is around 10 days for processing time and mailing time and all that stuff. So don't be discouraged. It's just kind of normal. It is still coming in the mail if the IRS Get My Payment tool shows that your check is in the mail and they're sending it via the mail. If you're still getting status unknown or unavailable, try to put your address in with all capitals, or try to put your address in, or possibly even a different address, a P.O. box, or put your address in the way the IRS has it for you. Go and try to find your last statement or letter from the IRS and see how they put your address in, because just changing your address, the wording of it or the spelling of it, can make the difference on whether the tool will give you information or not. On the fourth stimulus package, the infrastructure slash stimulus package, President Biden is still pushing to get Republican support for this package, but I personally think it's unlikely that we're going to see a Republican compromise enough to get 10 votes. We're talking about only 10 votes out of 50 from Republicans. But remember, in the third stimulus check package, we didn't get a single vote from Republicans. And Mitch McConnell has already said that we won't see a single vote for Republicans from this next infrastructure package. I personally think that Biden's trying to see compromise, but I don't think it's going to happen again. I think they're going to have to, when all is said and done, they're going to have some trying to compromise, and they're going to have to compromise with Joe Manchin. But when all is said and done, Joe Manchin will likely fall in line and vote with the Democrats, just like he did with the third stimulus check package, and they'll probably end up passing this package through the reconciliation process. Remember, the Senate parliamentarian has ruled that the Democrats can do the reconciliation process two more times this year, and that's not even with counting that Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that there's another provision that says that they can go back and edit the reconciliation bills and amend them for additional changes in the future, like, for example, adding on a fourth stimulus check. all they would need to do is say, hey, let's go back to that third stimulus check package and amend it, and making that line in the book say, instead of a $1,400 stimulus check, we'll amend it and make it say a $3,400 stimulus check, which would send out an additional $2,000 stimulus check for the fourth round. That is something they can do in the future, but they have at least two more reconciliation processes this year, this fiscal year. In October, they get another one, the start of the next fiscal year. And also, they get three per year, but it's very confusing how they use each one and whatnot. But the Senate parliamentarian has ruled that they can use at least two more reconciliation processes for stimulus packages and bills this year. Another provision that could mean basically free money for you, or maybe in this case, free health insurance for you, is passed from the third stimulus check package. And there's, like I said, there's all these different provisions that are going to be coming available soon from the third stimulus check package, including this one. And this is just literally one of dozens in the third package, even some in the second package still becoming available, such as that free funeral assistance, which actually means you can get up to $9,000 in funeral expenses reimbursed from any family member you had pass away last year. That becomes available on the 14th of this month. I'll keep you up to date once we get closer, once that becomes available for funeral assistance. That's from the second stimulus check package. We also have mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance, with two more rounds that are available from the third round. I'm getting a lot of people asking about that and about property tax assistance. None of the third round stuff is available yet. It just takes them time to set this stuff up. The second round, mortgage assistance and rental assistance, is available. And the best way to find that is to Google your state and rental assistance. So, for example, California rental assistance, Ohio rental assistance, or your county. So, Summit County rental assistance, and go to your state or county website and apply through there. The other way to do it is to go call the phone number 211. But just remember, just like when you call tech support or you call anybody on the phone, large corporations, sometimes you get somebody that knows what they're talking about. Sometimes you get somebody that has no idea what they're talking about, or just gives you completely different information than when you call again. So just keep that in mind. You might need to call a few times to get the right person that actually knows what they're talking about. But in the third stimulus check package, there's actually, they changed several different things with the Affordable Care Act and health insurance coverage. As you can see here, nearly 7 million uninsured Americans can qualify for free, that's right, free health insurance. After the passage of President Joe Biden's first COVID-19 relief plan, which is actually the third stimulus check package, but the first one underneath Biden, nearly 7 million uninsured Americans now qualify for free health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. This bill expanded eligibility for the Affordable Care Act's premium subsidies, federal aid to help people pay for insurance plans bought on the individual marketplace. It also makes the subsidies more generous for people who already qualify for them, and it expands the number of people currently without any insurance coverage could enroll in the plan for free. Roughly 29 million people currently living in the US, which is about 10% of the United States, lacks health insurance, according to the new HHS estimates. At least 6.8 million people of them could now purchase an Affordable Care Act plan with no monthly premium. And another 1.3 million people could sign up for a plan that costs less than $50 a month for health insurance. Many of those people are already qualified for free or low cost coverage prior to the ARP, the third stimulus check package. But based on federal projections, the new law's expansion of the ACA made an additional 2 million Americans eligible for free or cheap coverage. To go and apply or see what your premiums might be or see if they're free, just go to healthcare.gov, and take you a little bit of time to go through that. But if you end up getting free healthcare coverage or very cheap healthcare coverage, it's probably worth it in the long run. It's definitely worth it in the long run if you get free healthcare coverage and the government just pays for it for you. It's just another form of stimulus that is now expanded from this third stimulus check package. So if you don't have health care, definitely be worth looking into. And if you get free health care coverage, you can thank me later in the comments. That's all I require. But honestly, there's very several different things like that. There's so many things. There's probably dozens of different stimulus programs. There's a lot more than just the checks in the third package and the upcoming round of stimulus checks. Although, with almost 100 Democrats pushing for monthly recurring stimulus checks in the next package, that could be the largest stimulus check yet to date. Even if they have to negotiate down to make Joe Manchin happy or whatever they have to do at the end of the day, if they go from recurring to even a $2,000 stimulus check, which is the lowest check they're talking about at this moment, that would still be the largest stimulus check yet to date. And another $2,000 per person at the worst case scenario would still be really great. Monthly recurring stimulus checks would be, of course, even better. That's kind of the best case scenario. We kind of have two scenarios. Best case is monthly recurring stimulus checks. Worst case is another single stimulus check, probably when all is said and done in the fourth stimulus check package. There's also several different things that we're still waiting on President Biden to give us information on. Possible free community college for adults, for possible free preschool for children. We also have Bernie Sanders pushing for Medicare coverage, expandability in there with free eye care coverage, free hearing coverage and free hearing aids, all sorts of different things they want to expand for free for the American person, American people, in this next package that could be included. Honestly, we at the end of the day, we could have so many different things included or not included by the time all is said and done. So don't forget to write your representatives or tweet them. The most important people when it comes to student loan forgiveness and the Social Security raises is Senator Chuck Schumer and Elizabeth Warren, maybe even AOC. Tweet them, email them, call them along with President Biden. But I think tweeting them is a little more likely to get through than President Biden because President Biden probably just gets who knows how many messages and emails per day, and I doubt he's reading them all. But Senator Elizabeth Warren or maybe Chuck Schumer, they might read them, personally, or have an aide read them, or say, "Hey, there's a lot of these coming through." And remember, Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, and Elizabeth Warren are both the co-authors of the $200 per month raise Social Security, and $200 per month Social Security raise, 20% more for widows and widowers, and 5% more for people that have been on Social Security for over 20 years, along with a new cost of living index increase. And they're both the co-authors for the student loan forgiveness of up to $50,000. So write them, tweet them, let them know that we want to see these. We need to keep the momentum going. Student loan forgiveness has a lot of momentum. Social Security raise does not have a lot of momentum, although the third stimulus check package, the dust is just kind of settling right now. And we're just kind of now starting to look forward to the next package. I mean, a lot of you guys literally just got your stimulus checks yesterday. So when I say the dust is settling, yeah, the dust is literally just settling. So hopefully we'll see a lot more stimulus in this next push. I'll keep you up to date with everything. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. Also, there's a share button down there below. You can share this video with your family and friends. You can share it on Facebook. You can share it through message or email. This way your family and friends will know about all the upcoming stimulus provisions and the movement toward these different things in the next stimulus round. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.